Welcome to class 29 of Secretarial practice. So, in the last class we were dealing with the directors, appointment of directors, disqualification of directors. And in this class we will learn regarding the vacation of office by directors. So, as we have studied in the previous like disqualification. So, all these points are similar in your vacation of office by director. So such as if the person is found to be unsound, if he is found to be undischarged insolvent, or his case is still pending before the court saying that he is insolvent or not. So if he is convicted for doing something immoral things, or if he has not paid for the shares for 6 months and already the time which is given to him is been expired, or the disqualification by any order of court. So if he is going to manage any fraudulent things, so if I have done anything wrong, the court may order him to vacate the office, or if he fails to obtain the qualification share. So this point is new here, right? So qualification shares, we know qualification share means, so the director, if they want to be the director of the company, so there is no prescribed qualification like the technical qualification or the professional qualification or academic qualification. So what the table A says is, the table A or one of the regulations in the table A says that you should purchase at least one share of the company to be the director of company, and so that share is called as your qualification share, and that share should be obtained within 2 months of your appointment, otherwise you have to vacate the office. So the next is, if he is absent himself from 3 constitutive meeting of the board or from all meeting of the board for the period of 3 months. So it says that suppose you are continuously being absent for the meeting of board, so they are going to give you the 3 chances, right? From 3 meeting, if you for 3 meeting you are absent, so it is your duty to attend the meeting, so but you are not going to do that, so which means you have to vacate your office. So the next is, makes contract without disclosing his interest. Okay, so he is going to make, or he is going to make the contract with the company without disclosing his interest in the contract. The next is, if he is removed by the shareholders himself is going to remove the directors. Why shareholders are going to remove the directors? Suppose if he is going to, or if the shareholders feel that the person is not going to do his duty properly, or the person is doing something wrong, it came to the notice of your shareholders, so shareholder is going to remove the director. And how and all we are going to study in the next topic. The next is consequence. So consequence means, so vacation, you have to vacate your office, and if you are not going to vacate the office, what happens? So if a person acts as a director in spite of knowing that his office has become vacant, so due to the above disqualifications what I have explained so far, so he shall be punishable with a fine which may extend up to rupees 5,000 per day, on which he should, or in which he show functions as a director. So as a day passes, so you have to pay rupees 5,000 per day if you are going to continue, even if you are having, or even if you are using continuing as the office or director in the office. An independent private company may have the separate background, or they may have the separate things which is mentioned in their articles for vacating the office of the directors. The next is removal of directors. So what is this removal of directors? So you can remove the director in 3 ways. So who all can remove? By shareholders, central government and by the court. So let's see how the shareholders are going to remove the director. So section 284 provides that the company may, by passing the ordinary resolution in the general meeting, remove the director from his office before he can complete his term, which means, so you will be having a particular duration to work as a or to be a director of the company, and before your term ends, so you can be removed by the shareholders. Okay, suppose your contract is from 1 to 2019 to 1 to 2020. Okay, so what happens here? 1/6/2019 itself you are removed. Okay, which means you are removed by the shareholders before the completion of your term. Okay, but the directors appointed by the central government, so the directors who are appointed by the central government, so those directors cannot be removed by the shareholders here. Okay, so the resolution whatever you are going to pass in the meeting to remove the director, so it need not state the reason, but the notice should be given. Okay, so notice is required of any resolution to remove the directors. So director should know that he will be removed. Okay, and the director is entitled to be heard on the resolution at the meeting. So somebody is going to tell me that you are being removed from the office, so no, so you should personally listen or hear to that. Okay, so you have to listen to the resolution. So this section, this section regarding removal of your directors, so I said it need not state any reason for removal. So but the director should hear the resolution. So directors removed shall not be entitled for the reappointment here. So if the director is been removed and he is not eligible for reappointment, he shall not be deprived of any compensation payable to him for the loss of office. So why loss of office is there? So loss of office is there because you are going to vacate the office or you are forced to leave your office before the term is complete. Okay, so in the middle of the term, so it is a loss for you, right? Being a director, if you are removed in the middle of the, or you are fired in the middle of the period or middle of the contract, what happens? It is a loss for you. But here you cannot claim for any compensation. The next is by the central government. So the central government has been empowered to remove the director from the office on the recommendation of the High Court. So under section 388B to 388E. So the central government has a power to make a reference to the High Court against any director where in opinion of the central government there are the circumstances suggesting like, so if the director in question found guilt or fraud, okay, suppose you are going to question the director and at the time of questioning you feel that, or the central government feels that the person is doing something wrong, the person is showing some negligence in carrying out its obligations and functions. So at that time what happens, the central government may make an appeal or with the reference of the High Court, so they are going to remove the director. The next is, if the business is not conducted and managed by the person according to the sound business principles. So there are some sound business principles. So these are the principles which you have to go through while carrying out your business activity. So you should not go beyond these principles. So here if you are not going to follow all these things, you will be removed by the central government. The next is, if he cause any serious damage to the interest of trade, industries and commerce, okay, or commerce. So that the company is managed by such a person in a manner so which is likely to cause serious damage to the interest of trade, industry or commerce. So here what happens? You are doing such things that harms the goodwill of the company. So in such case, central government may order the director to vacate his office. The next is, if his intention is to defraud its creditors, members or any other person. Okay. The business of the company is managed by such person with an intention to defraud the creditors, members and any other members. So in order to cheat someone, you are going to manage it, or you are going to do a duty or do your work, so that we call it as, or here we say the central government may order the director to get out of the office. So it may be noted that the directors removed under this section shall not be entitled to hold the office of directors for the period of 5 years. Okay, for the period of 5 years. So if the shareholders are going to remove, so at that time they are not entitled for the reappointment. But if the court is going, or if the central government is going to remove the director, so at the time, so he cannot hold the office up to 5 years. Further, shall not be entitled for the compensation for the loss of office. So same as the removal of directors by the shareholders. So here also they are not going to get any compensation. The next is removal of director by the court. So director may also be removed by the court on receiving an application, so for the prevention and operation of mismanagement. So if it feels there is something, or if it feels there is an operation or there is a mismanagement, in such case the court may remove the directors by receiving the application from the central government. The court may inquire into the matter. So you have received the application saying that so and so person should be removed. So the court have received the application saying that so and so person should be removed. So you are going to make an enquiry on that. So you are going to make an enquiry on that. So in that, if you feel that there is something guilt in the director, so while questioning, if you feel that, it may, or court may order for the removal of director. Okay. So it may be mentioned that the directors removed under this section shall not be entitled for any managerial office in a company for the period of 5 years. So further, is not entitled for any compensation for the loss of office. Thank you.